play Destiny 2, return and play it. Big Freezy. It's like my little take. I've seen other people's takes. But most of them people are like not returning players. They're people that have smashed it the whole time, and I think you get sick of games when you do that. Like you see my complaints what I have on ESO. I'm not even playing ESO right now because I'm sick of that. I don't like the patch, so I'm playing other games. But yeah, this is my take. Some of the things that have changed, some things I think are cool, and unfortunately, some things that just haven't changed in this game. We'll go over the good and the bad. So start off. I'm going to show this because I thought this was cool. You can get yourself a little skin. Well, that was pretty cool. For some bright dust. So if you didn't know that, you do now. If you've got a shit ton of bright dust laying about, you can get a couple of them. There's actually a few to choose from as well. I thought that was a cool move by the devs. Letting people get a little skin. I don't know if this is like, always happening or what. Being a returning player, obviously. But yeah, you can get yourself a glowy skin, some bright dust. I thought that was pretty cool. I like all these reward pass things, whatever. We had the Arms Week one. Now we got this one. You feel like you constantly you got this one, the hub one. You feel like no matter what you do, you're just getting given stuff. That's cool. And of course, you got your rewards pass, full of stuff. Absolutely chocker with stuff. So yeah, I like that. It feels like you're being constantly given stuff. I've got a little bullet point thing here because I keep going. When I make this, I tried to make this like 3 or 4 times. I kept going on huge rants, so I've made like a little list of things to talk about. So campaigns, the final shape, I loved. I thought this was cool. I actually really like this. And the last mission as well, where everyone goes in, it's like a little raid, and you're all hammering the boss together. I thought that was quality. Definitely should see more of that. Edge of Fate. I already had an issue with the Edge of Fate, just trying to find it. I was going inside these, like, is it in here? Where is it? Where is, like, I couldn't work out where the hell is it? And I assumed where it says map, you see it's press up. I thought that was going to be here, but it's not. And I was like, what the fuck? Where is it? Of course it's here. I was like, but I weren't looking here. And when I did come here, I was looking at this, ready to pick something. I weren't looking here for something. I don't know why. It just weren't registering with me. I thought that was kind of funny. That's why I told you. But this, I was not as fond as this as I was of the final shape, and it was only for one reason. I liked everything else. It was the matter spark. The matter spark was overdone. It became tedious. It was used too much. Great little mechanic thing. Way overdone. You didn't need to do it that much. I would replay the final shape, but not this. This became tedious to me. I'm not saying I hated it. I just didn't. I thought the matter spark was overused, and it got annoying. And one of us would get lost. Me, like Pasty, got lost quite a few times, and we'd have to go back and show him where we went. But that was happening to me and Paladin because we played it as a free man on the legendary difficulty. So yeah, that's the only reason. I have seen people's comments saying that they didn't like the portal thing. I don't mind it. I think it's good if you need a certain weapon or whatever, for a bit of light on or power on that weapon or your cloak. You can get it from there. I thought that was cool. The tower thing, I thought this was cool. You can go test your gear if you're going into a GM or trials and you want to test your build. You can go in there or try a gun. I thought that was pretty cool. Yeah, but I was sort of tripped out though because the first thing I did when I came on to go and play some Crucible, I came here, I went to the tower, ran across the shacks, and there's no bounties. Like what? Like it just looks really strange. Like there's no bounties like for anything, you know. I thought that was weird. It just seems weird for me. Obviously, returning to the game, I was just like, "What? What's going on? Like, why is there no bounties?" But obviously, they don't want to do bounties, and there's nothing wrong with that. I'm just saying that tripped me out. I was like, "What the?" But I am now at the stage where I'm doing these, and I did this one. I weren't able to get a fire team for this, which annoyed me a bit because I was like, why can't I get a fire team? I probably could have went on the app and got one, but the in-game one said it weren't available for me to do it or something. So I just went and did it solo. To be honest, it wasn't too hard. I got through it pretty easily. Um, but that just annoyed me. And then I went on to this, and I was allowed to use the fire team for this, and I got two randoms in, obviously, and because the boys went on, and I went and did it with the randoms, and this has got that little bomb mechanic in it, where they shoot a bomb on you now and then, and you can't run or jump, and your teammate has to come and disarm it. That got me killed a couple of times because I'd be levering the boss, and then I'd turn around, and my teammates went over the other side of the map for some reason, and yeah, I'd get hit by the bomb, and obviously you can't run or jump, so you can't get to them. But through that failure, we did fail that because of that. But through this failure, I learned that if you pick up an orb that can cleanse the bomb off you, and if you pop your ult, that you can sort of like break out of the bomb without dying, without your teammate defusing it. So there's a little tip for you if you're now coming up to doing this stuff. I actually like that. I thought that was pretty cool. That made it like a little bit more difficult, and it makes your teammates stay with you. Um, I'm not saying the first two people I did this with were bad players or anything. They were probably just new to that mechanic. I went in the second time with a fresh team, and we did it first time. We stayed together. We actually smashed through it so fast. Um, yeah, just absolutely nuked the boss as well. But yeah, so I kind of like that little mechanic. And there's a little tip for you as well. The only thing I didn't like about this was that I didn't realize, Pasty hasn't got the amount of time I have spare to do, because I'm starting to get like a bit ahead of him. Um, and I didn't realize that I couldn't play back through these with him. Like it says that's already completed, so I can't play. I didn't know that. I wouldn't have done these if I knew that. Like, do you know what I mean? So that's like a bit annoying. So now I'm not going to do anymore until he catches me up in light. But yeah, that's a bit annoying. Even if it gave me low loot, like I can't go back through with Pasty and help him get his. I didn't know that. I assumed that I would be able to, but I can't. So yeah, that annoyed me, to be honest. I think the comments about the portal from people, I've got a different outlook on, the veteran players that have been, smashing Destiny and nothing else this whole time that I've been gone. They've made comments saying the portal is empty. And to be fair, that is old content as well. They were complaining about. To be fair, they are right. But I think, all the bandwagon hoppers that are coming in and going off that. I'm not hating the people that made these comments that make the videos and stuff, because I know that they're the people that go out and figure things out themselves, because I watch them. But I'm talking about the bandwagon hoppers that are just copying what they say and saying there's nothing to do on this game. I think that's a little bit unfair because in the form of the guides, the guides people make, again, not hating on the people that make the guides. I understand that people want to make money off gaming, and that the first thing, if they're the first person to do something or work something out, they are immediately posting it from views because they want to monetize their videos and make money from gaming. More power to them. I'm not hating on that at all. Like, you know what I mean? But what I am saying is, if you are one of these people that are saying, yeah, there's nothing to do on this game, but every single thing that you have done, you've used the guide for and smashed through everything in a week. That's why you feel that way. Me, Pasty, and Paladin did a mission the other day, an exotic mission for um, this gun here. And while we were in there, I said to them, "Let's not watch a guide. Let's try and work this out ourselves." Um, and it did take us a while to work out where to get into the little I don't know, people that have done it will know what I'm talking about. We couldn't work out how to get into the place, but once we were in there, we worked it out, the rest's pretty quick. But we just didn't know how to get into the actual place to, right at the start. I think you had to jump in the top of this big ball thing, but we couldn't work it out. Yeah, so we did that on our own, and that felt good. Took us a little longer But if you watch a guide for every single thing that you do, of course you're going to blast through the content and then say there's nothing to do on the game. That's all I'm trying to say. So it's kind of in the defense of the devs there. Not that I'm trying to defend the dev. You know what I mean? I'm just saying, like, I think it's unfair to say that. And we've had the Arms Week, we've had the Solstice, we've got, I feel like there's been a lot to do, but I have had 2 legendary campaigns to go through that I hadn't played, so I feel that way. I feel like there's a lot to do, I guess. Yeah. So the other thing I wanted to say as well, if you are a returning player like me, I went to use the wings that the Solstice event gives you, and I noticed that I had matter weave. I didn't have any cores at the time, and I had like 160 odd matter weave. And so I went from 0 cores to 160 odd, just from pressing X. Uh, just from pressing X in my inventory. So if you've got them, that's just a little tip for you, because I know when you first come back and you first start, you're sucking everything up, like, trying to, you get a higher tier weapon, higher power, light weapon, whatever. And you want to suck it into your weapon. So yeah, and you use these to do that, obviously. So if you run out, and you're a returning player, check and see if you've got any matter weave. Same with the Rainmakers. I can't use them at the minute because I'm max glimmer, but you can do the same. Just hold X on them. They're obviously not um, used in the game anymore, and they're just letting people convert them to get the stuff, I guess. Um, there's a lot of things now that say, where is it? Like here, like my callus tokens, that says it can be serves no purpose and safely dismantled. So yeah, have a look. There's probably things that you can use, if you're returning. Yeah, I thought I'd get that out. Let's talk about now as well. Oh yeah, something I like. I don't know how long this is, how far out of the Destiny loop I am. You can take illegal action out of your bank in orbit, out of your vault now, and put it back in. I know you can do that on the app, but I'm not sure if that was something last time I played and I just forgot it, but I like that. I also like that you can do this as well and change your build or whatever, I thought that was pretty cool. Um, but while we're on here now, let's talk about in the last video, I said that I wouldn't be using the tiered armor. And the only reason why I said that is because tier 5 is in the game. Why would you want to use anything else? And that's why I didn't care too much, because I didn't have tier 5, so why would I care about using it? But you do have this tiered armor now. I don't know what difference it is for having a whole set of tier 5 on. I guess it's this thing. The only thing I noticed that different is this little thing here. You know how the artifice armor was? It's kind of like that, isn't it? I don't know if that's still in the game, but I think all this stuff here is sort of a spanner in the works for that artifice stuff, because that was bad, wasn't it? I think they took the content out of the game for that, which was bullshit. But they left the people that had the armor with the armor, and that was like a free advantage. Um, I had some before I stopped playing this game. I went and got some. We were like knocking the boss off the map and that, because we watched it on the video. Um, so yeah, I don't mind the tier system. I think that's cool. Getting. I didn't actually properly know that. Actually, that's a good shout in at that. You get a little bit of stuff. I see. Um, so yeah, that's obviously the advantage. I'll have to try and get the full set of that and use that. But until then, I don't think you get any benefit, do you? From there, that's not on this. I don't think it gives you any benefit using anything but tier 5. That's why I didn't care about it, because I knew that would probably be the case anyway. Um, but that's another layer to the game, and I suppose it gives you something to do. I like that. I saw someone say that in their video. I'm sort of just mimicking that what they said. Same with the stats, another layer to the game. I've been trying everything, like enhanced weapons, enhanced grenade, or sometimes I try and enhance health. For PvP, I did watch some guys, well, one of the tippy top players of Destiny made a guide saying, you can do all health, or you can do. I think I did a 180 weapons from following advice from that video, and because I was using this, or I was using a 140 hand cannon, and he said to go more into weapons, so I put 180 weapons on. But I've been confusing myself in PvP because I've been messing with these. I've been messing with all these. I keep swapping guns, and I'll tell you why about that. We'll get into that in a minute. So this is another layer to the game. That's a layer to the game. The gear sets are now another layer to the game. I do like this. I'm currently using this set, 4-piece for PvE, different build to this one. And I'm using my hung jury or my Fatebringer. But when I go into that avant, what is it, Grande or something, Garde or something like that, that is that mod in it where you can only use new stuff. That kind of fucked me over for that. So I had to make this build for when I do those missions with that mod on. But I do like this. This is the only one I've tried so far. I do need to try more, really. You've got the trials one, you've got this one. Common for me, so obviously I do like things like this. With this one, your 4-piece constantly procs your 2-piece. And if someone's got the heal pack on their gun, and even in your group, even if you're not using it, you should be able to keep this up consistently, pretty much, I think. If you're using solar weapons, of course. So yeah, that's pretty good. I do like that. What else? The Guardian rank. I've seen a mixture of things about this. I've seen people saying that like the trials sort of players are saying that they don't like the fact that they have to get to the Guardian rank 9 to be able to get the better drops because it's locked sort of behind this drop and it like to get the max boost towards your drops. So they're annoyed that they have to do this. And then I've seen the other side of the coin where people are sort of laughing, saying they were annoyed with people Guardian rank 2 and 3 going flawless all the time and not having to do this. For me personally, I don't care either way, because I don't mind doing this stuff anyway. Destiny is one of the very few games, people that watch my channel know that I don't mind doing PvE on. Most games I don't like it because you just walk through everything. It's so easy. But on here you can get to the point where you get to GMs and that and it starts to get a little rough. So that's why I like it on Destiny. The power grind, uh, I'm not sure, man. I think the way they're doing it is sort of taking the exclusivity out of the game. So that's why that'll bring us round to the guns. Adept. Why is this being taken out of the game? I've seen multiple people's videos saying that the life and soul of Destiny is being sucked out of the game. I only really agree when it comes to this stuff. This is what Destiny was all about for me, getting the adept weapons going flawless or grinding your power or light level to the point where you could go and do the GMs, and get your adept weapons from the GMs. So for me, taking them out is like, um, that is sucking the life out of the game. Because going and farming these weapons was what made Destiny for me. Going and doing this with my mates, trying to go flawless or doing the GMs. That's what kept me on the game, was getting these weapons. That's what gave it purpose. And there is no exclusivity like you got with these weapons anymore. And the reason why is because the exclusivity on Destiny now is go to this mission here and do this until your eyes bleed and you get to 450, and then you can go into any piece of content, even trials, because now you get participation drops and trials, even if you don't go to the lighthouse. So you can go into any piece of content now and get tier 5 weapons. So there's no exclusivity on the game anymore, which I don't agree with. I don't like that personally. But as each to their own. This is my opinion. You don't have to agree. Um, taking all this out of the game is like, like this was a GM weapon, man. Like I would always have loads of these. Like I just scrapped them obviously because I didn't get the role that I really wanted. Um, I'm sure I've got more as well on other characters. I need to look on there really, but I did look on the other characters actually on the app. I don't think I have. And there's a reason for that. Yeah, so for me personally, I think taking the adept weapons out of the game, I'm not a fan of it. And I know people are going to say, but Freezy, the tier 5 weapons have got rows of extra perks that you can pick. But even still, even with that, even with enhanced perks and enhancing, it's not the same. It's not the same. You can say what you like, but when this dropped, this was a double drop. In fact, this dropped with these gloves when I was 339. Um, when I got MVP in a comp map on a comp map, and I got a double drop with tier 5 for getting that from the Solstice engram. And that's not the same. And the reason why it's not the same, right? Let me tell you. When I went flawless on Xbox, um, this dropped. And when this dropped, I was on a hype, right? And I screenshotted this. I put this in the group chat for the boys. And they weren't even on the fucking game, right? And they were like little kids. They were like, "Oh my god, it's the Gotti, no distractions, snapshot sites," right? They were fucking literally like little children on a hype, right? And that's what this brought to the game. I don't know if I'm just got like fucking got an old school way of looking at it or whatever, but I know that it's just a word in brackets. I know this, right? But the exclusivity of having this was what made it. You know, there isn't no exclusivity anymore. Like, and that's bad. I think that's bad personally. And if is it being taken out of PVE as well? Does that mean GMs won't have these weapons? Like, I don't know. Like, even like this, does it count for things like this? This is the type of thing that made Destiny for me personally. This is what made me want to play and grind to get these things. Um, what was this? This was the Vault of Arse. You had to kill a boss. Vault of Glass, my bad. This was the Vault of Glass. You had to kill a boss, be on at a certain time when an event was on. You had to kill a boss on the hardest difficulty, and you'd get your time lost. And that would rotate, and sometimes you could get the shotgun or the rocket or whatever, the sniper. And that's what made Destiny. Does that mean things like this are going as well? Like what? Like I don't know, man. And when I say the exclusivity of having these weapons, don't get it twisted for what I'm going to say in a minute. I'm going to say something else in a minute. I probably wouldn't be a popular opinion, to be honest, but you know the phrase, I say it how I see it. Um, yeah, so for me, taking these out, um, I don't agree with it. Um, I think it's bad for the game, because you're losing the exclusivity of having these types of things. And I found a shit out of these. Well, I never got a good roll of this, but believe me, I went through lack of trying. It was like me, Barbs and Yid, or me, Yid and Pasty, or me, Pasty and Barbs, or them three and not me. We'd be there grinding our asses off. You'd have 20 of these in your vault, and you still won't get a good roll, but you'd still want to keep trying to get it, because like at the time for me, I wanted to try this in PvP. So I in Crucible, so I wanted a good roll, but I never got one, unfortunately. Um, but I didn't think I that's my personal take. When people say the life's being sucked out of the game, that's my personal take. In that respect, for me personally, that is by taking these things out of the game, that is sucking the life out of the game, because that's why I like to play it personally. Um, now, actually, while we're talking about that, where the fuck is my weapons from the Vault of Glass? Where are they? I don't understand. Like, the only thing I've got left, right, is a vision. And let me tell you, I had the good, I had the good roll at a found verdict. That was the one shotgun I had a really good roll on, and it's gone. Where's it gone? Where's my Parade of Revenge? Where's my He's and Vengeance? They're not here. Where are they? I don't understand. I've come back to the game and my guns are gone. And they've been took out of the game. Where's my Revoker? Where's my Revoker that I had to grind the rank to get? Where's that gone? And my Recluse? Where are they not in the game anymore? I don't understand, like, what. Because I ain't never scrapped them, I promise you. Where are they? I don't understand where they're gone. Is that because I swapped from console to PC and like those guns have been discontinued or something? So I don't get them or something like that. Like I don't know. I don't understand where they're gone. I did look on my other characters. Um, I did look at one point. I can't remember what other guns I had on them. Though was the problem. But they definitely weren't on there. In fact, I'm going to look right now while I'm saying it to make sure, real quick, so I'm not make it take too long. Oh, Maheson is on it. Maheson is on it. Maheson's on my Titan. My corrective measure is on my Titan. But no found verdict and no Praedyth's revenge. Where have they gone? No revoker, no recluse. I don't understand. I don't get it. Like they must have just like they're just not doing them guns now or something anymore. But even that, they're not. Are they even? Yeah, I don't know. I don't know, man. Like I say, coming back, I'm so confused by all of this. Like I don't honestly. Like I feel like I've come back as such a confused. I'm already confused with everything. Like what trying to watch all these videos, but then you got people. Like let's come off that now. Let's go into trials. I knew what to expect when I was coming with trials, right? You know, with the people that give themselves aim assist on mouse and keyboard. I already knew that, right? That's why I quit the game last time. That is the exact reason why, right? That and the Titan bullshit, because I just get sick of the Titan. The Titan is so broke. It still is now, completely broken character. Um, but people have got these broken ass guns, and these broken ass guns are guns that I can't get anymore because I was googling it. Like I kept getting killed by the Inquisitor. And I was Googling it, and that was saying you had to get red borders, and of course they're not doing adept anymore, so I can't get it, right? Right? Unless it's going to be in a vendor at some point or whatever, I can't get it, right? Um, and that's bullshit because people have got the fucking god roll crafted. Um, and after I watched a video, I think it was yesterday, um, and the guy in the video said that that gun is the best shotgun on this game. And people have got the crafted version. And he also said that's now unobtainable. So people, this is the artifice armor situation all over again, but with weapons, right? This time it's weapons. People have got the best shotgun on the game with a crafted god roll that I can't get. That is fucking bullshit, right? And then you've got this isn't the same thing as that, but you know, you've got people. I suppose this is exclusivity with the Iron Banner hand cannon. All the streamers are using it. All you know, everyone else is using it. And I can't go and get that right now, so I feel hard done by. Right, right. Because you know, when I'm talking about exclusivity of the adept weapons, anyone could go and get them, right? At any point, you just had to be able to, right? And with these weapons, that's like I can't go and get them now, so I feel like I'm hard done by. I feel like that's bullshit. Like, do you know what I mean? So I continued to look at the crafting. What can I do to go crafting? And I came across these deep sight harmonizers. Deep sight harmonizers are no longer in the game, right? So that's another advantage people have had, right? Because they can just shove that on any gun um, and craft it. I can't do that because they're no longer. It says they're on the season pass and they're not on the season pass, so they've been taken out of the game. Um, and that does. I did actually Google it. And I said there was no way to earn them right now. So if that's the case, take the guns as well. Like, do you know what I mean? Don't leave the guns so people have got an advantage. So, like, if you're taking something off the game, take it off the game completely. You know what I mean? Take if you're taking the crafted weapons, like if you like the deep sight harmonizers, if you're taking them like the Inquisitor, if you're taking the adept weapons off the game, any gun that's been made with a deep sight harmonizer or like any Inquisitor on the game, remove it. Like, do you know what I mean? Don't leave it on the game when you've removed the content so other people can't get it. Because then you end up with people like me in the situation where I'm in. I'm trying to go in, relearn the game, and I can't because I'm getting fucking dicked by these OP weapons that I can't go and get. That's fucking like, that's the last I'm going to say about it because I'm starting to rant. Okay, so other than that, other than that, the trials passages. The people that play trials, I'm not hating on these people, the genuine people that give do the raffles on their streams. I've watched them for years, even when I didn't play Destiny. The people that do the raffles on their streams to do carries out of the kindness of their heart. Well, I say kind of this of their heart. I mean, they're doing it for content, I suppose, as well. But but they are doing. They don't have to do it if they don't want to. They could just do something else. So yeah, uh, they're now angry because of the trials passages, and the trials passages have been changed to what I like to think of as sort of a cheater deterrent. Plus, it's good for new players. Um, I'm not saying that. I am not saying the people that do the carries on Twitch and stuff or on YouTube are cheaters. That's not what I'm saying. Right, so don't go twist my words. What I'm saying is, they're just good players. I watch them players. How do I know that? Because they miss shots. Right, I see them lose shotgun battles. I see them miss snipe shots. I see them miss hand cannon shots. Human error. Right. Um, so I see it as a cheater deterrent, plus it's good for new players. And what I mean by that is cheater deterrent and good for new players. Cheaters, new players, or new players, or even existing players that don't usually do Crucible and stuff, and they're not interested in it because they don't think they can compete. You get people like that on every game. That's just how it is. They can come in and just the score of it. They can come in, and even if they win 7 matches, if they can accumulate 7 wins out of 100 matches, it doesn't matter. As long as if they get 7 wins, they can get their lighthouse experience. The more wins you get in a row for your win streak, the better the rewards. But even if you don't get a win streak at all, you can still go to the lighthouse. You can still get that experience. You can still see Saint 14, and that's good. That's good. I like that, right? I think that's great. Um, and the people that go flawless, that are doing the genuine carries, they're just angry that they can't go to the lighthouse with the people they're carrying. And I can also see that side of it, right? Because that is a bit shitty, isn't it? But unfortunately, cheaters gate kept the trials for so long that they had to do something. You know what I mean? Because they did used to gatekeep the loot. I know that because that's why I quit. Right, when people had uh, mouse and keyboard movement with aim assist, and that was on console. Right, that wasn't even on PC. Um, and this is when it got me because I wanted an adept desperado messenger, and I could not get to the lighthouse anymore. That was when the devices were booming, and this fucking rattled me. Right, that was too much for me. I was like sick of it. Um, but I continued to play, and I got this from like an engram off Saint 14 or something, Um, and then I continued to play, and then these came around, um, and I couldn't get to the lighthouse anymore, and that's when I just quit. I was like, "Fuck this!" You could still do it, but you had to like stay up at like a ridiculous hour, and when the people that were gatekeeping the loot because they wanted to sell the carries, you had to wait until they were in bed, and you could do it, but I just thought, what the fuck am I doing here? Like, do you know what I mean? I'm just fucking wait. Why am I trying to play the game at a time when cheaters are like, what is it? It shouldn't exist. I lost my shit and I was like, fuck this game, I'm not playing anymore. Um, so that was the last straw. This was the last straw for me. Um, and it's still that bad. It's still bad. But the changes with trials, I like the participation drops as well. I think that's great. So you can still grind. You get. I think you get the same thing from doing comp or whatever as well, don't you? Exactly the same. Or control. You get little drops. And I think that's great because then you can play however you want to play, to a certain extent. So some people complain about that as well, feeling like they're forced with the Guardian rank. To do certain things so they can't play how they want to play. But with trials in particular, I think the cheating, it just ruins this game. It always has ruined this game. I played, we'll say it like this: I played with Pasty and Paladin in trios. Before this, right, the week before, don't forget the week before, and this is the first week. This was before I went flawless. I played with Pasty and Paladin, and mate, we couldn't play the game. I was saying to them boys, get in here. We'll do some. do some trials. We'll get some of these nice drops and that. Pfft, mate, we can't even. Our trio trials experience went like this. Headshot, 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 headshot. The game is over. You have lost. That was 6 games in a row. 3 returning players put in with T1000s using aim assist on mouse and keyboard with crafted guns that we couldn't get on top. Right? What the fuck? Like I was steaming, right? Because I had already been playing in solo and it wasn't like that. I was, but not as badly. Um, so we sort of said, fuck this, but I felt like I was being punished for playing the game with my friends. Solo weren't like that, you know. Um, not not until I got into flawless pool anyway, but we'll talk about that in a minute. So I felt like I was being punished for playing with my friends. If you've ever played Call of Duty, if you've ever watched the Call of Duty videos, where they catch the cheaters and they talk to them and all that, just fucking stupid shit. And they say that they get put into the ban lobbies, the shadow ban lobbies. That's it. And they say they're getting put into them. That's what I felt like happened to me. That's what it felt like. I felt like I was being punished for wanting to play trio with my mates. Like you couldn't even move. I'm talking, you could not move. You're immediately headshot and killed. That's fucking dog shit, man. And the reason why that's dog shit, right? Because if more than 80% of the population on your game aren't missing every single time they fire their gun with any weapon, right? Any range, any elevation, any angle, slide with stompies on, sliding around blind corners, teabagging up and down, and headshotting 2 people in 2 different directions. There's either a recoil problem on your game, right? The recoil is too easy, or there is a cheater problem. And it's that simple, right? Uh, so we went into duos. After this situation, we went into duos. We were playing, and for like just a couple of games, same thing. But then this one match, our third player, I said to Pashley, "Watch this guy, watch this shit," right? Because I could tell from the first round. I said to Pashley, "Watch this guy. Every single shot this guy takes is going to be a headshot. Every shot this guy takes will be a headshot for the rest of this match." And he killed the entire team himself. 4 matches in a well, he did the first round as well. So for 5 matches in a row, he killed 3 players, and every single shot this guy fired from his shotgun, hand cannon, and heavy weapon were all headshots. Oh dear, man. Do you know what I mean? Some things just will never change. There's no game that you can play anymore because of these dog shit devices. That's not aimbot, right? It's nothing like that. It's no PC. It's Zim with fucking Strike Pack or something like that. That's so blatant that these people have their names. They have it as their name. Like anyone that has their name as Zim, Cronus, they need just banning off the rip. Do you know what I mean? If that's your name, you're banned. Do you know what I mean? Like straight up. Um, but I said to Percy, "Do you know what? Fuck this. I'm going to go in a solo because something doesn't seem right here. It's like a completely different game." So I went into a solo and I had a 14 kill match. First solo after playing, what, 6 trio and like 2 or 3 um, duo. Not even being able to get 1 kill, just immediately getting headshot and killed. I went into solo and had a 14 kill game. What the fuck? And it's not like I could look back at the duo and trio games and think they just had better teamwork than us. Maybe they're communicating better than us because there was nothing to learn. We were just headshot and killed. Like, do you know what I mean? There's nothing to learn there. The second our head was available, we were instantly headshot and only headshot and killed. And the problem that this creates is like, well, I don't actually fucking. I'm not even going to say it, Joe. What I don't understand is why is this not flagged on their system? Why is this not immediate flag? If a person enters a game and every single shot they take in the game is a headshot, that should be flagged and someone should manually review that. That's fucking bullshit. Like, do you know what I mean? Fuck me. That was why I left this game before, and it's still happening now. Like, I'm not trying to pure hate. I did watch that Lucky 10p's video, and he shooed a post from Bungie saying that they've updated their anti-cheat and they're looking into the raids and trials cheaters, and that's great. And on there, I did, and to be fair to them, I did report someone in a match. Don't report everyone that you lose to. If you're, listen, do report people if you think they're cheating. Though, don't you fucking report them. But I did report. I've reported a couple of people over these 2 weekends. I've reported like a handful of people. Not ridiculous, but a handful. That I thought, yeah, this guy is definitely cheating. Um, and this guy that I reported, I had played him in a different game. That's why I reported him in this game. Because the first round it was headshot, 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 and I was like, "Fuck this! I'm reporting this guy." Do you know what I mean? Not another whole game of this. And he got banned, well, I don't know if he got banned. He might have just logged off or whatever, but he disappeared from the game like a minute or two after I reported him. Um, so maybe they did go and look at that and say, think right, or maybe there was a lot of reports on his name and I reported him. Um, and that's why he left, or maybe he just had to go for his dinner. We don't know, but that I reported someone and they did fucking disappear. So you can interpret that as what you want. Um, but yeah, you know me, I can't stand it. Last time I tried to make this video, the whole video was me just kicking off, just kicking off about this fucking devices, man. God, man, the devs of every, it's not just this game. You just notice it more on this game because you're in a 3v3 setting. And me on my controller, right? Me on my controller, when I go into comp matches, right, I feel like a god, like with the aim assist. Do you know what I mean? I'm MVP. I go into trials and I haven't got the aim assist. It's not the same. I can't explain what I mean. That in what you think it would be as a completely different game, which throws you off because you go into comp and you try and practice and learn the game, and then you go into trials and you've got like mouse and keyboard but on a controller, no aim assist. So that's like uh, each time you go into it, you're like, what the fuck is that's like a different game, And I'm not saying I want to be OP or whatever like that. I'm just saying, when the mouse and keyboard players give themselves that, and you're trying to fight against it on top of these crafted weapons, I feel like I'm up against a fucking mission. Do you know what I mean? Like that's like, what the fuck am I meant to be doing here? Like it's impossible. T1000 Terminators, um, and I'm not joking when I say it. I'm telling you now, these people don't miss in trials. I don't know what it is. It's weird. I can't remember the last time that I won a fight because someone missed a shot in trials. Right? I can't remember that. I've played both weekends and I played a lot. Right? I can't remember the last fight I won where someone missed a shot. You spend 90% of your time at 1 HP, and that's a headshot from a hand cannon. These people don't miss, right? And all you see, they should rename it. I was like, when I was angry, I was saying to Pasty, they should rename this game to Headshot 2 because it's literally, you don't see body shots on this game. And don't get me wrong, I know, right? I'm not some silly guy that's just kicking off, right? I know, um, I know what the perks are on this game, the traits, whatever you want to call. You see here, look. You see here as well that it says aim assistance 90. A lot of players when they're losing they switch to this gun. Like let me tell you, when you start getting the better of the people, they switch straight to this because of the aim assistance it gives, and you get like perks traits like this, like lose change. It gives you when you apply an elemental debuff, it increases this weapon's speed, aim assist, movement speed, or whatever, and then you get ones like where's the other one? Here, you get ones like this, Lone Wolf, improves aim assist, aim down sight speeds, etc. But when you look at these people guns and that, the ones that are like headshot, 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 any range, any angle, any elevation, even if you catch them off guard, if you jump over the top of doorways, which I was doing to fuck with people, they still headshot you, right? That's like, you know what I mean? They don't have these traits or anything like it on their guns. They don't have targeting adjusters on their guns. When you look at their armor, they don't have the fucking mods in their armor for the targeting adjuster either. Like, they don't have these either, right? Like, and you're like, what the fuck? Oh fuck! Why don't I just take off all that? Um, they don't have these either, and you're like, I don't know, mate. Like, do you know what I mean? They don't even have the flinch mods. Do you know what I mean? Because why? Because they're in there fucking cheating their asses off and they don't need them, right? That's fucking stupid, right? And you can't not get angry about that, right? I'm sorry about my chair. I keep leaning backwards and forwards, it's all squeaky. But like, do you know what I mean? You can't not get angry about this. Like that's fucking. That is literally ridiculous. Trying to fight, you can't fight Terminators. You can't fight them. Like you just get instantly headshot and killed, and that rattles me. Do you know what I mean? That literally makes me want to uninstall the game, like there and then. Every time I play it, I'm like, fuck it, I'll just turn this off. Like, but and you should as well. You should like they'll eventually get like, one day some dev team will create an anti-cheat or some kind of detection for these devices. They haven't yet, let me tell you. Even Microsoft tried it and failed. Uh, so yeah, at some point these things will be detected. I don't even understand how these fucking companies are allowed to exist that make this shit. Do you know what I mean? They are literally single-handedly ruining gaming. Every game is ruined by these devices, but for some reason they're allowed to operate and continue. Mate, you go click on any of the sites now that sell these things, and they're still sold out today. Every time I look, even right this second, they are sold out because they're that popular, and that's sad. That people think that's what gaming is these days, plugging in a device and not having to aim. And when you like, I've spoke to different people about it, and they say things like, it's just a game. If it's just a game, stop fucking cheating. Do you know what I mean? You don't need it. It's just a game, bro. You don't need to cheat. And the problem is that bad. You see this emblem here, right? I don't know if I said this or not, so I'm going to go over it again. I went into a match, and this guy was literally angry with me because I had the cheater emblem on, and I wasn't performing at a cheater level. Like that's how deep rooted the problem is. This is just a fucking emblem that I got for going flawless on trials, so I like to use it. Do you know what I mean? And they're like, the guy was like literally angry that I weren't performing at cheater level. He was like, "That's the cheater emblem, and you're not performing like a cheater." I'm like, "What the fuck are you talking about, man?" But I'll leave that with you because I'm going on here, and the next video will probably be some gameplay. I'm not going to post the flawless. I might post some of the flawless lobby stuff, but I'm starting to get overrun with stuff I've recorded. Maybe it'll be an exotic mission, the next one again, because people did seem to like that one. Or I'll do like the best bits of me, like sort of getting familiar with the game again. And sometimes when you pop off, just a little bits where I pop off, maybe I'll post. I've still got the sniper, and that is just the shotties I'm struggling with because I haven't got like a really good shotgun. So yeah, the shotty battles I'm losing a lot, to be fair. But yeah, I'll stop talking now. Catch you in the next one in a bit.